Thus, while it is clear that we are dealing with a highly complex problem with many causal pathways and no single causative factor, gender services tend towards a very damaging, peculiar, superficial simplification. For various reasons, not least a huge increase in caseloads, the long waiting lists, leading to pressures to process the children using a procedural model rather than one aimed at understanding the individual case in any depth. The great problem of the Tavistock service is it's a gateway, rather than being separate, it's a gateway to puberty blockers. Of course, alignment with affirmative lobbies, that is, lobbies that seek to affirm the wish to change gender, tending to see it only as a positive choice to be encouraged, acts as an ideological support for this simplification. Many services lack any understanding of and are overtly hostile to any thought about the less manifest, less conscious issues in ways that are not, in which ways that they are not for other disorders. So trans is somehow exceptionalized. Even thinking about cause is very often regarded as an act of hostility. For the only acceptable explanation is that the child is literally in the wrong body. And all suffering is secondary to this, in inverted commas, fact. It needs to be borne in mind there's absolutely no evidence at all for this assertion. It's a kind of belief, it's a kind of essentialist belief in some kind of gendered soul. Even mermaids have stopped using that term. We also need to distinguish a child's subjective account from a more external perspective. Patient involvement in decision-making is, of course, a good thing, but that needs to be distinguished from the non-questioning of the patient's account. When it becomes non-questioning, here we see a perversion of clinical care into a kind of customership, where the customer is always right. And this is perversely championed as patient engagement.